Messi to Miami. What would this mean?
It would mean everything. It would be the most revolutionary signing in the history of MLS. There would be a clear before and after Messi arriving at Inter Miami for the league. This is a step and a half up from David Beckham signing for the Galaxy. What it would mean for Latinos, what it would mean for the city of Miami, what it would mean for the club. The club has been desperately looking to sign this type of star, and you have gone out per reports and said you're signing perhaps the biggest star in the history of the sport. So MLS is bending over backwards with stakes in Adidas, with stakes at the club, and trying to give Messi the best platform for him to say yes. And apparently, according to the report from Fabrizio Romano and Guillem Balaguer and many others, including in Argentina, they've been saying it since yesterday, Messi will say yes to Inter Miami, and that announcement is imminent in a couple of hours. Around 2 p.m. Eastern, we should expect Messi himself to make a statement on his next destination.
I love being next to you, Nico, when news like this is potentially about to break. But what is it like in Argentina? We understand also Miami must be going crazy right now. You can speak of that. But also in Argentina, I mean, what is the media coverage like? What is it like with the people there? What are they saying about this move?
It's around the clock in Argentina. People don't stop. Any channel that you turn on, that's the only thing that they're talking about. And there's other football. River plays tonight. Boca played yesterday. But no one is talking about those games. It's all about Messi and the moves and the curiosity of what this would mean for the league, because they understand that it would be revolutionary. And for Messi to arrive to Inter Miami, it is massive. And, you know, it's not only affecting what Argentinians in Argentina would feel. In Miami, there's an enormous Argentinian colony, enormous. And clearly at this point, it's a lifestyle decision if Messi is to say yes, which we understand is imminent, right? Because there's $1 billion on the table to go to Saudi Arabia. The Barcelona opportunity seems not viable. They can't make it happen now. Let's remember that Thierry Henry went to Arsenal on loan as an MLS player, and David Beckham went to Milan on loan as an MLS player. So that door to Barcelona isn't completely shut, but he won't be exclusively a Barcelona player. I'm just thinking ahead because those were possibilities with two massive signings with the league, and Messi now has, you know, Inter Miami has a golden ticket with Messi about to announce his arrival to the club, it seems.
And those were all on the table until just moments ago, and when all this news started to break here today, and we started to catch wind. So leading up to that reported 2 p.m. announcement from Messi, we will have a number of guests coming on to talk all angles of this massive move of Messi to Major League Soccer. Ray Hudson will be joining us, Felipe Cardenas, and Guillem Balaguer. So a lot of coverage here, and of course, Ian Joy and Nico Cantor with us in studio. But Ian, when we talk about what this means for Major League Soccer, Nico, you mentioned the fact that this was already done almost 20 years ago now when David Beckham came over to the LA Galaxy, and at that time, unprecedented. This is in a different way. How does this differ or compare to the David Beckham move?
I'd like to thank you, Ali, for making me feel old now for what I'm about to say. I actually made my move to Major League Soccer in 2008, right after David Beckham arrived. And I'll be honest with you, because David Beckham made the decision to go to Major League Soccer, it made me, as a professional footballer who was playing in the Bundesliga at the time, want to go to Major League Soccer. Now, of course, I was born in the United States, so I always had that tendency.
You were born in the United States?
Yeah, you can't tell by the accent.
Really?
Of course, you never knew this
about
about
me.
me.
Wow, what a curveball. No, continue.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you know, the 30th team in Major League Soccer will be San Diego, my hometown, just to throw it out there. No, listen, it's obviously got an impact tremendously. As Nico pointed out, obviously back in Argentina with their people after winning a World Cup, everyone's watching Messi regardless. Now in Miami, obviously Nico has already spoken on that. People are very excited, and I think they have been excited for maybe about a year now when the news of the potential of Messi coming to Major League Soccer and going to Miami was already out there. So people were already getting excited. I think what threw us all a curveball was this Saudi business dealing with big-name players with big offers, and we just expected Messi to be yet again another name to go there. But he is already someone who has earned over 100 million every year pretty much of his career. So money may not be the most important decision for every footballer,
$1 billion
including Lionel Messi. But do you
But
think
there's
he's
still a
getting
lot
a
of
cheap
money.
offer coming to Miami? I don't think so.
There's still a lot of money involved in this, and really the ceiling is kind of unknown a bit with some of what's included in this with the Adidas profit sharing and Apple as well.
Look, I don't know how much those shares are going to be valued in, in 10 years' time, 15 years' time, 20 years' time, but I don't think it can get close to the $1 billion that Saudi is offering on the table. Maybe, we don't know. We don't know how much the market is going to value itself, but the fact that he did leave that $1 million to the side for a lifestyle change, for a team that's last in the Eastern Conference and MLS means a lot. The feeling is that Messi really wanted Barcelona, and Barca must feel some levels of incompetence. The fact
What's
that they
making
couldn't...
you say that, though, Nico? What's making you say that Messi wanted Barcelona? Because this is a big decision for someone like Lionel Messi to say, hey, you know what? Forget Barcelona, where he obviously began his career, and it's awesome. We all wanted that kind of fairy tale ending to the story. But he made this decision.
Right, because the door of Barcelona was closed.
Done.
Because they couldn't financially figure it out now, and they couldn't give Messi guarantees from reports, including Guillem Balaguer, that was on Morning Footy yesterday and telling us that Barcelona couldn't give Jorge Messi, his father and agent, the guarantees that they could sign him by selling some players and registering him as a player. So Joan Laporta, the president of Barcelona, has always been adamant that he wants Messi back. And the fact that once he was voted into the presidency, his whole campaign was, I'm going to retain Leo. After a year, moving on from that year that Messi wanted to leave Barcelona, this time he wanted to stay. Joan Laporta couldn't do so because of the economic pressures the club was feeling. So they had to offload Messi. And they had what you're seeing now is the meeting between Jorge Messi and Joan Laporta, the president of Barcelona, and they couldn't figure it out. In that meeting, there were no guarantees. There was an offer on the table, but...
I don't know if you ever could, though, right? La Liga and Barcelona, with the mess that they've been in, I don't know if they ever could. Of course, Barcelona maybe had a slight advantage because of Messi's heart, right? He loves football, and he clearly loves Barcelona. He loved playing for Barcelona, did not want to leave Barcelona, and unfortunately, you know, he was pretty much pushed out of the football club, which I'm sure left a sour taste in his mouth. But what's happened since he left Barcelona financially? Of course, they won La Liga this past season, but this is not the Barcelona that we're so used to seeing and where Messi originally arrived. This is a different Barcelona now.
What I see from Messi is that he wants to be playing competitive football through the Copa America 2024, and Barcelona gives him a platform to do so in the Champions League and with Xavi as manager, who has also been very open about receiving Messi. In Argentina, they were reporting that Xavi, his connection with Messi was, his convincing argument was, hey, we have the parts around this team, so you can do you. You don't have to run, you don't have to defend. We'll give you the 10 to be that 10, and you don't have to do too much, and we'll build a team to help you succeed.
But not the same that you can say for Miami.
And that's the whole crux of the issue, right?
And we'll dig a lot deeper into the financials of all of this, because that is a whole other discussion. But when we talk about the competitive side of the game, the on-field impact, Inter Miami, they're sitting at the bottom of the Eastern Conference right now. How does Messi fit in, and can he even save their season? What does he get out of the on-field from
I'm excited to hear your answer on this one.
Inter Miami has been desperate for a 10, has been desperate for a player like Leo Messi, and this is the matter of fact of the generosity of the MLS playoff system is that they're close to the playoff line even if they sit dead last in the Eastern Conference. There's an 8th and 9th place playoff. So more teams make the playoffs than are eliminated. So it's a matter of getting on a run. There's no doubt in my mind that you put Messi into this setup and the team will improve. Now, I want to address the fact that there's no strong backbone at Inter Miami on this team. You need... They tried signing center backs. They do have center backs, but not top of the line. They lost Gregory, who was their best center defensive midfielder. You need a top holding midfielder. Messi will come in, and then how do you work all the pieces around that? Is Messi playing behind two strikers, either Josef Martinez and Leo Campana? Is he playing just behind one? How does this all work? They need fullbacks that go forward and come back. They have potential, but this isn't the best team. Even if Messi was on it, you would say automatically wins
It's not like
or
when
competes in MLS Cup. It needs to get
Nico,
stronger.
This team is going to change drastically now. When Lionel Messi arrives into Miami, and of course we have been watching Major League Soccer, all of us, continuously over this season and campaign, we recognize where Miami are coming up short here. And Phil Neville now being relieved of his duties. Javier Morales takes over on an interim basis, Argentinian, coincidentally. But I will say this, though, that because of the fact that they're not too far away from getting to the playoffs, I think you'll see an improvement from Inter Miami immediately, before Messi even
6 points.
gets there.
That's how far away they are.
You're going to see
from the
Javier
playoff line.
Morales have an impact on this team already before he arrives, and I think the players all recognize that they want to now be a part of this team, this franchise, more than any other club in Major League Soccer. And there's going to be people who are fighting to get to Inter Miami now just to play alongside Lionel Messi. That's the impact that one player can have in Major League Soccer.
I don't disagree with that at all, but 6 points, like you said, is how far Miami is out from that 9th place position.
As they sit last in the Eastern Conference.
Right
Incredible.
now, but still a chance, which is crazy. That expanded playoff format introduced ahead of this 2023 MLS season. But now we have to look at the timeline for Lionel Messi. Can he even get here in time to make an impact to give Miami a push to make the playoffs?
Yeah, especially after the season that he's had with the World Cup going on as well.
Yeah, I wonder how much rest they're going to want to give him. I wonder if he's going to be playing in Leagues Cup in Argentina. They're projecting that his debut could be against Cruz Azul in Leagues Cup. But if you bring in Messi, I think your priority is for him to focus on Major League Soccer. My hunch, knowing Messi, he's going to want to play every game when he has the ability to.
Yeah.
So I think you could put Leagues Cup aside and have him focus and make an immediate impact on Major League Soccer. But if he is ready to play in Leagues Cup, and if I'm Messi, I would say why not? Just because of the competitive nature of Messi. But the thing is that if Inter and Messi don't make the playoffs, there is a wide just pool of emptiness for Inter Miami, for Messi, when he wants to stay competitive, because from, let's say, mid-October, November, December, January, February, there's no football. And that's when all of these questions come into play.
You're forgetting the fact that he's been playing since August. You know, you go August, September, all the way through to a World Cup in November, December. Then you go straight back into a domestic campaign. Then you go straight into, it's like 14 months, 15 months potentially.
He doesn't want 5 months off.
Well, and
but you cannot go straight back into just playing. He's going to have a break at some point. And I would imagine now that is his time to take the break. And of course, he does want to come back and play as quickly as
You're saying now,
possible.
like right now?
Now, rest right now.
Okay.
You got to rest right now, because if he's going to play in that Cruz Azul game, which if not mistaken is July 21st, would be a great occasion. Obviously, for the Leagues Cup, it would be very great. It would be great for Concacaf.
In the Estadio Azteca, right?
Oh, fabulous.
Where Maradona scored the hand of God and the half-field goal.
Messi is 35, almost 36. Although I have talked to a couple coaches in Major League Soccer who have said that 5 months, that's too much of a break. The best way to maintain game fitness is to play in games. And of course, breaks are needed, but 5 months, that's a long time. Messi, competitive, wants to be on the field and playing. I do think, though, go for Leagues Cup, a chance to lift a trophy. Talk about a way to reinvigorate a fan base, a club. I mean, trophies are trophies, whether it's the MLS Cup or another
I think just
one.
Messi being there, even if they're bad, the fan base will be reinvigorated. They're going to sell out this stadium, which is a temporary stadium. As a matter of fact, they're 4 massive bleachers put together. I heard from within the club, there's talks of perhaps amplifying the stadium, making it a little bit bigger. I mean, there's a possibility. The other question mark is the manager who's coming in. Strong rumors about Tata Martino. My questions there, I always try to find the question or a doubt in anything, is how did Messi and Tata Martino's relationship end on the Argentine national team? But you definitely need a big-time manager to come in and lead a team with such a game-changing, league-changing star like Leo Messi.